thank you, the organizers, and thank you to colleagues, seniors and juniors, and my former students that I've seen some around, and people in school. The topic that was given to me to treat is modern law, the evolving legal innovation ecosystem. For us to start, in 2017, we went for the bar conference. And when we went for the bar conference, there was a debate as to whether or not lawyers should continue wearing wig and gown. And we decided that at a point in time, the seniors, were arguing for it, and some people were arguing against it and wanted to put it to vote. And the amazing aspect of it is that the juniors said we should still wear the wig and gown. And I was surprised. I thought the seniors were going to go for the wig and gown. And I remember so well because I was a reporter at that conference, and I said that, and they wanted to put it to a vote. And I managed to tell, there's some skirmishes with the president, I said, President, this one, the time is far gone, don't let us, because immediately they put it to a vote, they will take the resolution to the Chief Justice, and the Chief Justice will then order, as part of it, that everybody should robe. And when we could not achieve that, what they did was that they got the judges to fully robe. And by the practice of the bar, once a judge is fully robed, you are supposed to robe as a lawyer. And that's what continues going on. And the more reason why these things are happening is because, next slide. In terms of lawyering in Ghana, and it's amazing we're having this conversation, a lawyer is the one who goes to court. That's our upbringing. So if you're a lawyer and your family members do not see you going to court, for them, you are not a lawyer. And I remember very well, we were having a conversation with Seth Asante the last time, and Seth was talking about there was a family dispute over family land in Cape Coast, and his family members came to him and said they should go to court. And said, I can't go to court. I don't go to court. He said, no. You have to go to court. I'm giving you to another person who goes to court. Then the father passed a comment, the uncle passed a comment that, are you sure this your son is a lawyer? Because he has to go to court. Jonathan doesn't come to court. But the problem that you are having is that is the mentality. And to affirm this mentality, since our Act 32 was passed, the composition of the General Legal Council, who is the regulator, you will see by composition, there are 5 judges. You see the Chief Justice, the chair, the senior most judge, and all those things. Then you have your barristers, those who go to court, your Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, the President of the Bar, 7 of them, and 1 academic, who happens to be a 2. So the composition of your regulator are those who go to court. So the General Legal Council, you have to go to court. Now, you don't tell it to your school, the professional law course program. Out of the 71 that we check from the, those who lecture in the law school as we speak now, about 10 of them are judges, about 47 are barristers, the non-barristers are about 14. So you could clearly see that in terms of your orientation in the school, a lawyer is the one who goes to court. Out of the 17 courses that you do, about 13 courses, about 9 of them are pure barrister law courses. So for about 6 years of your life, all that you have been trained. And let's go to the next slide. So when you are taking internship, the focus of the intern in law school, as a professional law course, you either go to court or they take you to a law firm. And the law firm, you could see the majority of the law firms are law firms that practically go to court. Then to make it worse, they teach you how to dress as a barrister. And on top of it, on your graduation day, you put on your wig and your gown and your black dress to the extent that if it's even blue, the Chief Justice will say, out. What are we saying? The point that we are making is that the understanding, the shaping of your thinking from law school is that of a barrister, and by that we mean those who go to court. Now, and you could clearly see that because it's about those who go to court, discussing the law in every field is about, I saw you in court, we are talking about senior, talking about junior. These are our core courtroom. So the entire focus of the law practice, the entire focus of the law training is towards one end, your ability to go to court and you wearing wig and gown. What it then means is that all of us have stopped paying attention to the serious aspect of the law program, and our mentality is about Ghana. Now, to make matters worse again, the rules on lawyering, your ethic rule that it passed in 2020, has given a guideline on websites. To the extent that in your website, you cannot even say you are an expert in legal technology. The rule says that. You can't say that. You cannot say that. You cannot, because they deem it as a form of tout. And most dangerously, the law does not allow you to have a social media account as a lawyer. You can check Regulation 15 on it. It has given you guidelines on your website and tells you that the website does not include social media. So technically speaking, if you do those things, technically, the point I'm making is that it's still on, and the law was passed in 2020. Our first act was passed in 1960. 2020, we thought of an improvement, and it's still back to the barrister understanding of things that is being done. And you will see that because it's all on barrister work, the focus of legal tech, as it has evolved over time, is more towards services that we are providing towards these barristers. So most of the legal tech that we see in terms of evolution, and Amabla is right, can you go to the next slide? I love this picture of Kojo Bensi. We actually wanted to celebrate him before his death, and we actually did a whole painting for him and wanted to go and have a celebration, and then he passed on. Is that he started it. He started to put it together in terms of putting together a data center. And you would see that they have still been, data center is run on RocketView, which is a Microsoft software. And they started to put it together. So it is cases, organizing laws. And the idea is that these information are still to feed, in terms of legal tech, the barristers. Because the barristers do more of the case searches and stuff like that. And then the laws also helps in terms of the solicitors' work. But that has been the focus of legal tech as we've gone along. And for us, based on the research that we do know, the one who started legal tech, in our opinion, happens to be Kojo Bensi with Bella. And then, did it. And then Law Finder also came on the way. There's a whole aspect with the librarian of the Supreme Court put together, also the cases and all those things. But majority of these new software that came is when we came in 2018 with Dennis Law. And then Judy came on board. Then about AI, Kwame AI has also come on board. And then Law Finder. And it's all towards servicing the lawyers. That's legal tech. And later on, we have worked on a Legum Danish Law Campus. We have worked on a new campus app which I yet to launch. It's on Danish Law Campus to take account of students in particular. And then Legum is also there taking care of undergrad students. So gradually, there are new softwares that are coming up, and it's evolving with time. Now, with regards to law firm software, we realize that the true Ghanaian software that is made by Ghanaians for Ghana, on law firm management software, but not that very popular, it was done this year. It's actually called Click Law. But we have also realized that most law firms in Ghana are also using other technology softwares for their law firm management. Back again, it's more on legal tech, and then this has been the focus as we have gone along. Now, the point I'm making is that there is a big opportunity out there because on law firm management software, there's only one Ghanaian one which is done, and gradually non-lawyers are developing legal tools. And that's what you should know, that majority of the legal tools that are coming up are being done by computer sciences. Kwame AI is not a lawyer, assisted by lawyers, but definitely not a lawyer. He's building it. So gradually, even within the law tech, they are eating our food. Okay? And then, Abakus, then in terms of, law tech, the one that is supposed to be client-based, the team at Danish Law, at that time Michelle was working with us, we came up with the Justice Locator. Because, once again, the mindset is that of a barrister. We think people want to locate court, people want to find out what is going on with the court. We came up with Justice Locator looking at it, and our new baby that we gave birth to this year is Suru, which is basically trying to help people to be able to register their companies online from the comfort of their room. So you will see that gradually the development it's coming up. New softwares are coming up every day. And with technology, although law is territorial, technology is not. So some of the software that are being used by Ghanaian firms are not Ghanaian made, but it is being used. So it's possible that your product that you're developing can be used across the world. And that's the advantage that, as all of us are thinking of going to court, the bigger pie that is out there is the world, which we are not taking advantage of. So the law tech, series, and then we go on to the next one. And there are AI things that are coming up. There are M&A, mergers and acquisition softwares that are coming, e-discovery, among other factors that are being used. Now, you could also see that in terms of legal tech, in terms of the justice administration, the e-justice, the contract that has been given for e-justice, land commission, in terms of land searches, it's not lawyers who are handling it. It's pure computer science people. And they're just basically piggybanking on the idea of lawyers, and they give us patents, and they take millions of dollars in Ghana. So the point I'm making is that there's more to the law of Ghana being a barrister in terms of technology. So we have seen how we have gone over the years. Now, one of the things that makes it dangerous, as I said, is that in all of these fights, one of the biggest challenges is the regulator. Where your regulation say, and I could imagine in your first year being taken to General Legal Counsel, or in your junior years, going before General Legal Counsel, and all that they said is that the law says don't have social media account. I'm surprised that law is still in there, but it's there. So technically, majority of us will be in trouble, but the law is there. And talking about, the website and what should be on your website, the law defines how your website should even be handled. Now, please go back. Now, you could see that there's a conflict between the market growth, because technology evolves every time, and what the regulator is saying. And the interesting bit, so the joke we share among the tech community is that we don't think the people will see to come and worry us unless you have an Abnago called, I'm a governor's friend, where somebody will make time, download one whole pen drive and take it to GLC. We think they will not touch us, but whichever we think that is an opportunity for us to look at the regulation again in terms of where we want to go as a nation. And then, please go back again. The ongoing challenges again, there's also lack of soft skill training within educational institutions. One of the things that I remember so well is that a gentleman came to our office, and when he came to our office as a junior, as a pupil, he was not used to emailing. And we had to force him to open an email. The next time we came, somebody was helping and they opened a Gmail, and we said, what are you doing? He said, I'm opening a Gmail. And I asked him, why should you open a Gmail? So I have an email, I don't have a Gmail. Because for him, he thinks email is different from Gmail. Real story. There are certain people who don't know even how to type. Now, we also think that internet penetration is a big issue. Depending on where you find yourself. Your data may be off. You cannot be able to access it. So it doesn't become welcome. And I remember, and one of the things that we also say, the office culture of law firms and the culture of people. I remember when we started virtual courts in Greater Accra, one of my lawyer friends in Kumasi came and was saying, what are we doing? I said, we are attending court virtually. And he said, no, this one, we should not be able to bring it to our end. I said, why? He said, no, some of us charge based on transportation. So if I charge based on transportation, how am I going to charge the client if I'm watching the judge on the TV? Okay, that's one of the things. Then there's also the client psychology. Some clients want to come to the lawyer's office. Although there's technology, you want to send them court notes. And I had one chief client of ours where he always wanted to come. We wanted to send court notes via WhatsApp, email. So, no, lawyer, I want to come to your office. What are you coming to do there? So you come about 5 or 6 people, let them sit behind the scenes, and you come in there. And I said, why do you always want to come? You're wasting time traveling. So, no, you don't understand. When I tell them I'm coming to my lawyer's office, it gives me a huge leverage, and I'm able to bully anybody that I have a lawyer. So you sending me the paper, they don't know that I have a lawyer. Now, these are some of the cultural issues. You may have technology which is giving the solution, but the culture of the people may not want it. So these are some of the challenges that, that goes. And I also realize that most of the new developments in the tech space, lawyers do not own it. Lawyers are more like the talkatives around the tech product. So we talk around it, but the real owners are computer science, are data science, and people who sometimes don't have any law background, but they piggyback on your ideas, and they use to develop the product, and you don't have any share in the product, and they make all the money, whilst you just take the patents. So that's one of the things that we also realized. Now, next slide. Now, we think that moving forward, we need to change the regulation. We need to be engaged in terms of these conversations and see how best we can make presentation to regulator to change some of the regulation which we think are very dangerous. Because remember, by regulation, a lawyer cannot be a managing director of another company. Hope you guys are aware. A lawyer cannot be a director of a certain company. The regulations are in such a way that some of us think it's all because the people who drafted the regulations are pure barristers. They think that the whole aspect of lawyering is to go to court. And if you want to see that the people who drafted law, just check at the back of the LI. You'll see their names. And we know them that these are judges and these are barristers. These are not solicitors among other people. So we think that the regulation has to change. The regulation can change when we decide to act as a society to make some of these points known. Now we think that there also has to be a curriculum change. There has to be a serious conversation. The Bunu and Abusa, its time is over. Kwane Nyani, 1960. And one of our friends added, Espate Mehunaman. We need to bring courses that are relevant, that makes our product for the world. Okay, because gradually, the more reason why we are having a challenge in getting people into peoples and spaces is because we all have to fit within the space of barristers. If you're soliciting, maybe you may not need it. Now, there has to also be interfaculty collaboration between the law faculty and the sciences. If it's K University, I don't understand why a project work has to be solely done by a law LLB holder. It should be possible to reach out to your colleague at computer science who probably you're a gamer like Adam, you have been playing video games. You know him, he knows you. You can be able to build a better product than leaving it to a lawyer. You bring your ideas, and that's how majority of some of these startups were funded. They funded in classrooms, and people came up with ideas. And I think that the best place to have an idea and grow the idea is within a space that you don't pay school fees, and the only thing you can think is about the product. When you leave the law concept and you come out, it's very difficult to think, having a wife, children, husband, and family. So when you are young, you can be able to think better. So they have to be interfaculty. We think that there has to be a conscious effort on the part of government. BOG, in terms of fintechs, we have a sandbox program. Why can't the Attorney General implement that? Pure sandbox for law tech, legal tech. So that now we can be able to groom those sandbox. Ideas will come out of the sandbox. People will be able to manage and we deal with it. Now, we also think that there should be elimination of draconian requirements when it comes to government projects. I have no fear, and I believe strongly that every government IT product can be built by some boys at Nima, some sad boys at Kaukudi, who may not have certain requirements. Government project, they'll tell you that minimum you should have 50 million in terms of returns. Government project, if you want to bid for a project, they'll tell you minimum 15 years qualification. So by reason, no fault of you, you can do the product. But the government says, for you to qualify for the product, you ought to have been a lawyer for 15 years. Or you ought to have computer science degree for 15 years. The people who built Danish law, to your surprise and amazement, they don't have a degree. They didn't have a degree at the time that they were building Danish law. They don't. So the products can be built by every government product. It's my personal belief that they can be built by boys who may not have it, but it will, even when they are motivated with some small amount, they will code everything for us in a better scale. So we need to eliminate it. We need to have a conversation with government that some of these projects can be thrown to us so that we don't have these draconian requirements which prevents us from participating in it. And we think that there also has to be introduction of hubs, which we have started, building Danish Law Hub, having these conversations, and so that the ecosystem can be improved and be built, and we can meet ourselves and direct us and influence each other for a better grounding in it, moving forward. So let's go ahead. Next slide. Are we having a problem? Okay. We are done. So, okay. So we think that the future is innovation. We have to innovate or we will perish. Every product that you see WhatsApp being big and still improving on the features every day. We are innovating. People pick ideas and we are innovating. And we think that every law product within the ecosystem has to innovate. And innovation means that bringing AI and machine learning. One of the things that we are speaking to other people to come on board is how do we use machine learning and AI to basically convert certain documents into local languages. Do you know how many people have gone to jail by reason of not understanding what the judge and the lawyer were saying in court? The whole language was in English. The interpreter is not a proper interpreter. And the guy, says, I'm guilty with explanation. He explains, the judge doesn't understand. The judge convicts the person. We think that AI should be able to solve those problems. We think that we should build more digital platforms for people. And the ideas are many. There should be online dispute resolution as it comes along with it. And we think that where we are now, we have an unlimited amount of space. The sky is big for all of us. Let's move on to the next slide. We end by saying that justice emanates from the people. The law was passed by representatives of the people for the people. And the law cannot be behind when technology used by the people is far ahead. And we hope and pray that the streams of law should not be seen as different from each other. Rather, law text should be seen and used as a tool of achieving the intention of the framers of the law, that justice truly emanates from the people. And we think that by this conversation, we can be able to be part of the evolution of legal innovation in Ghana. Thank you very much.